Hello everyone. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you how YouTube changed my life with less than 3,000 subscribers. This is all about my entrepreneurial and my YouTube journey. Let me just make sure that I'm going live here. Let me make sure this is working. Okay, I tried going live before and then I found out like halfway through that I wasn't actually going live. So by the way, if you are tuning in live, drop a hashtag live down below. If you're watching a replay, drop the hashtag replay down below. Also, I do plan to release a more solid schedule for when I'm going live. But for now, you can hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I do go live. Because this week, I don't know, I just felt really called to go live and it's been quite spontaneous. But I'm thinking of sticking to like a specific day and time every week. I really want to go live twice a week just to give all of you motivation, to keep all of you on track with your YouTuber and your entrepreneurial journeys. But yeah, this morning I was just in bed. I woke up early and I was just thinking there, and maybe you all experienced this before. Do you ever just take moments to think about where you were and then how far you've come and then where you want to go? And I was just thinking about it and it got me so excited just reflecting on it all that I wanted to go live until ever since I got out of bed. I was planning this, doing all the tech and whatnot. But yeah, I want to share with all of you today where I was 3 years ago with YouTube and with my business. And again, I want to share this with all of you to encourage all of you to keep going because it was so worth it. I can't even emphasize that. I know that when you start on YouTube, or maybe you've been doing it for a while now, maybe a few months, maybe even a couple years, I know what it feels like to feel stuck. We put in work, and sometimes I think of YouTube videos like seeds. I tell my clients this, think of your YouTube videos like you're planting seeds. Sometimes when you plant a seed, it doesn't sprout right away. You got to give it the essential nutrients, right? A seed, you got to water it, you got to give it sunlight. You got to make sure that it has all the nutrients that it needs. Same thing with a YouTube video. And maybe you plant a YouTube video and it doesn't sprout the way you want it to right away. You can actually go back and adjust its essential components. So you can adjust the title, you can adjust the thumbnail. And I've had videos before where they start to take off, and it's cool because if you plant the right seeds, you can really enjoy fruits from it. So especially if you're someone who wants to treat your YouTube channel like a business, the biggest component that you want to have is, of course, you want to deliver value in the video, but you want to have a call to action to offer your expertise on an even higher level. Maybe that's through additional products and services that either you create or someone else creates. This doesn't mean that you have to go create a course. It doesn't mean that you have to offer mentorship or different memberships. You can absolutely do that. That's what I do, and I absolutely love it. But I also offer products and services of other people. So, I do offer Kajabi because they have a really good product, and I know my audience can benefit from it. And I get a percentage of the commission, not once, but every single month someone stays on Kajabi. I wasn't expecting to mention Kajabi. I'm actually wearing the hoodie coincidentally. But if you do want to try out Kajabi, I do have a 30-day free trial link that comes with an extra 1-hour call with me. You see that? I just implemented a call to action very nonchalantly, but for all of you, because I know it's a tool that can help all of you. But anyway, I want to show all of you what's possible with YouTube and with entrepreneurship, because 3 years ago, believe it or not, I was a barista working for minimum wage in Indiana. If you don't know, their minimum wage is $7.25 a month. I think about that now and I'm like, man, now I live in California, but $7.25, that's what I pay to breathe here. No, I'm just kidding. So seriously, $7.25. And so maybe I'm telling you this because maybe you're experiencing something similar, and I'm not judging you, but I'm telling you that if you want to rise out of that, you can. I go by Ari the Creator, but it is because that you are the creator of your prosperous life, future, and business. And I say that, and that's not all wishy-washy stuff. There's a real science and an art to it, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to show you a post that I made on my Facebook a year ago, just so that all of you can see the story and the steps that I took. And I'm hoping, again, that this inspires you and perhaps you take similar steps. So let me share my screen, share screen. Okay. So I made this post a year ago. So now this is 3 years ago at this point. So 3 years ago, I was serving coffee. I worked at Panera and I was a college student. At the time, I didn't have a car. So I walked 2 miles every day in the cold to work because the buses didn't run at 6 a.m. I would listen to podcasts as I served coffee from 6 to 11 a.m. I would listen to TED Talks. I would listen to Tony Robbins, Lewis Howes, Oprah Winfrey, so much more. I would listen to podcasts, and then I had a class right at 11 a.m., and then I would jump straight into my online classes from the coffee lounge. And then afterwards, I would run. I would run into the bus, and then I would go to the psychology building afterwards, where I was a test subject in MRI studies. So they would put me in an MRI machine, and they would like scan my brain for like, science, and then they would pay me money for it. I would get like $50 to $100, and it usually took less than an hour. So that was cool. Little funny side story. I think during this time my brain was so activated because I was like working out. I was like in, I don't even know. I was like in like superpower mode. Like I was like in superhuman mode. And one time after one of the MRI studies, the tester, she was all like, she looked at me afterwards and she looked at her papers and she was like, please don't get offended by this question, but I have to ask, are you on drugs right now? I started laughing because I was like, no, I'm not on drugs. But honestly, like my brain felt like so like activated, and I'm thinking that's why she thought that. She probably thought I was like on some psychedelic, but I wasn't. And then also after that, I also would sell my blood plasma. So they would stick a needle in my arm and they would pay me to pump out the blood plasma. Also, I learned stocks and I would trade before the market closed at 4 p.m. I was no expert. I was mainly doing like low cost index funds, but I did earn money from that. So I didn't have a loss. So the reason I was doing this was because I invested $10,000 in Tony Robbins Business Mastery with money I didn't actually have. So before that winter semester started, it was July, and I was like, you know what, F it, I'm going to do it. I only had $2,000 for the down payment. And for a whole year, I came up with $725 a month. $725 a month as a broke college senior. It's so funny. I think not that I'm judging, but I think it's funny that like sometimes like, like college students, they'll be interested in joining like my accelerator or, they want to get coached. And there was one time I had an offer for like $97 and they're like, oh, I can't do that. I'm a college student. In my head, I'm like, bro, where there's a will, there's a way. If you want it bad enough, you can figure out how to get together $100 a month. I mean, most of these students are probably going to the bar, spending $100, getting Jordans, going to concerts. It's like, come on, man. So it's one of those things where, dude, if you don't want it, I don't got to sit here and convince you. It's either you want it or you don't want it. I wanted it and I found a way. So there's that. That's my little tangent if you're listening and you're a college student. But I knew before I committed to the $10,000 that the journey would make me a very resourceful entrepreneur and it would reconnect me with my creative and entrepreneurial spirit. And it absolutely did. Oh my gosh. Even just that journey alone made that experience worth it. Just the process of getting to the conference, because I'm telling you, my brain was so activated. I was resourceful. I was creative. I even sold skateboards. I found things to sell. And I remember I even, I forgot to mention this on here. I even applied for, there's like a COVID relief fund. And so I applied for it and I got it. And I didn't lie on the application. I was like, I told them this is what I'm doing. I'm paying for a business education and I could really use the money. So they gave me like $2,000, my university, which was really nice. And so, yeah, it did connect me with my entrepreneurial spirit, because maybe some of you can relate to this. Maybe when you're a kid, you're very creative, you're very resourceful. Maybe you're naturally an entrepreneur. And society really like discouraged that. They closed it down. But for me, like I was an entrepreneur since I was third grade. I remember I made my desk into a toy shop at school when I was in third grade, and kids would line up on my desk and buy these little toys. Also, in fourth grade, I did, this is probably not the right thing to do, but I did other kids' homework on a weekly subscription. I even got so good at like mastering their handwriting. Another thing I forgot to put on here, when I was younger, like before, like between like the ages of like 3 and 5, my grandmother would watch me. She would babysit me, and I remember going around the house and I remember putting price tags on everything that she had because I wanted to have a garage sale. I wanted to sell stuff, but she was like, oh, no, Ariana, no. Like, and she didn't speak much English, but she said no. And I begged her, but we weren't going to do that. She really liked her stuff. Anyway, I think maybe some of you can relate to this. I don't know where the entrepreneurial spirit comes from. Maybe some people are naturally born with it. Maybe it's one of those nature and nurture things. I think for me, I think that the drive comes from adverse childhood experiences from like before the age of 2. And I think that really programmed me to want to rise above that. Honestly, I had an attitude of F this. I hate this shit. Some of the stuff that I experienced before the age of 2 was like, it was shitty. And I was like, you know what? Even little Ari was like, no, like this isn't how it should be. I deserve to live my best life, and I'm going to create it, even if it wasn't handed to me. And so I did. And so honestly, it was an attitude of rebellion. I'm not even gonna lie. I was a rebellious little kid and I was mad. Sometimes it's not a good thing. Sometimes you can take anger and you can let it fuel you in a positive way. And so, yeah, that carried on through college and even to this day. I started my business in my college apartment. That was about 3 years ago. I launched on January 1st of 2021 officially. So I started my business in my YouTube channel in my college apartment. I graduated as IU's first woman marine biology graduate. So many of you don't know that, like, oh, what's a marine biologist doing, teaching YouTube? I'll get to that in a second here, but that was a big passion. It still is a big passion of mine. I used to be really passionate about the science. Now I'm more about the creativity and the storytelling and, photography, all that jazz. But I managed to start my business and graduate on time, despite having really repressed trauma come to the surface. So that was like 3 years ago. Like, sometimes we have trauma that's suppressing us, and that's what's holding us back. That's what's keeping us at mediocrity, at a 9-to-5 job, in a relationship we don't like, just kind of being a zombie throughout life. But that stuff is like a weight. It's like a weight on you. And when you release that, it's like you're unleashed. It's like, it's so liberating. And so I finally figured out like what was repressed, and then boom, activation, Art of the Creator, started my business, my channel. And it wasn't easy. Let me tell you, I had to graduate on time. I didn't even stay consistent with my videos the first like half year. But it did lead me to the conference. Long story short, I met mentors, quickly earned back my investment and a lot more. This year I hit 6 figures using Kajabi. So that was amazing. And this is not about money. I want to emphasize that. This is about serving as many people as you can. So I'm talking to you here. Think of your mission. Think of what that is truly in life. Everyone has a different mission, I noticed. And some people are really drawn towards like the transportation industry. Some people are drawn towards like impacting the legal world, the political world. Some people are drawn to impact the music world. There's many different worlds in this world, like different industries. And usually people have a calling to like impact one. And so my mission is that I'm here to help other purpose-driven entrepreneurs to spread their powerful messages while making a living doing what's in alignment with their soul's purpose. And so what I'm planning to do is I want to be a speaker, help other purpose-driven businesses execute their mission, especially ocean protection ones, organizations empowering women, helping Indigenous people as another passion of mine, overall raising the collective consciousness. And my message for you is that, remember, you're a creator. No dream is too small. The universe is divinely guiding you, universe, God, whatever you believe in, you're being guided right now, and serve others with your gift. If you're going to try, go all the way. Do not half-ass things. If you're going to go all in with full heart, with full passion, and just remember why you're doing it. I've seen entrepreneurs where they pursue something and it's like the ego consumes them. It's like all of a sudden, they want to be all flashy. They want to flash off these cars, show others how much money they made. But that's not like, it's like, what are you really doing? You want to serve others with your gifts. You don't just want to like do this for you. Stay true to who you are and why you do what you do, and trust in the process. And again, I made this post in 2022, so about a year ago. And so I want to show you what this can bring you. So all of 2023, I stayed very consistent. I knew my mission, and I was like, go. I hustled a lot, not because of like this whole hustle culture, like, oh, you gotta hustle. No, like I did it because I wanted to. It was flowing out of me. I knew that it was what I was meant to do. And so this was what I was able to accomplish in 2023. Again, I show you this to inspire you, help you see what's possible, because it's funny, like a lot of YouTubers and entrepreneurs have a lot of things in common. Obviously some of my stuff is going to be different from yours, but think of your dream life. Think of what that is. I do encourage you to rewatch my last live that I did on Tuesday, the last one on my channel, because I helped you to actually get a vision and plan out your 2024. So watch that so that you can know. But, in 2023, I was really crystal clear on what I wanted, and I got that. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I had low moments. I had shitty weeks. I had shitty months. But I was able to accomplish all these things. So I did move to Southern California. I've always wanted to since I was little. Something about it. I like the atmosphere. I like the ambition. I like the ocean. I like the people. Of course, there's pros and cons to California, which I won't dive into the cons. But overall, I really like it. I really enjoy it. I've been here since June. Also, I earned 6 figures in my business. I mentioned that already. They sent me this really cool hoodie and this really cool badge. So that's awesome. Skipped ahead here. Yeah, I'm in a relationship as well. A lot of entrepreneurs think that it's hard to maintain a relationship. There's entrepreneurs who are like, no, like you gotta like grind, like no kids, no spouse. But you all should like really, this is what one of my mentors told me. You don't want to like not like listen to your genetics. Do you know what I mean? Like humans are wired for human connection. They're wired for relationships, eventually to have children. Not everyone wants children, but don't deny that in yourself, because even if you achieve the money, the success, maybe you want fame, even if you achieve that, like you are going to be a shell of a person. I mentioned that I've worked with 7-figure mentors where it's like they did that, like, they were like, no relationships, just work. And it's like, I'm so good at like greeting people, and I'm just like looking at them and it's like, you are a miserable human. So it's not worth it, everyone. If you want that, you can have that and you could still achieve the success that you want. So what else? I went to business events locally in LA and Vegas. It's cool where I am. I just drove there. Mentioned this already. Reflected on the past and also envisioned into the future while in the present. So I really love being in nature. So there's one of these photos here, not this one. I love like this, like being able to reflect and envision in this type of environment. I encourage you, like, it's important to learn how to, you want to connect fully with others in the online world. People think social media, it's all, it's not real human connection, but no, like it actually leads to opportunities in real life. On social media, you can connect with people and that can lead to, that happened to me. I actually, this event that I went to locally, it was in my neighborhood, and I put on social media, obviously, that I'm entrepreneurial, and my neighbor was all like, yeah, like my friends are doing this entrepreneur event, like down the street, you should go. And so do you see how like social media can lead to genuine human connection? This was a great event, great people, I loved it. But the point I was making is that you want to learn how to connect with others online, but you also want to learn how to disconnect by yourself. And when you do, bring a pen and a paper, because great ideas will come to you. So you do want to disconnect in a place like this, because I think entrepreneurs and YouTubers were so much like in a box, like in a room where you can only see past like 10 feet. It's good to like look like distances, because I don't know, like you get to like ideas come, I don't even know how to say it. Like ideas come, like it's kind of like you decompress, because being on your computer so long, it's like kind of like, I don't know how to explain, like your brain like kind of compresses. You want to like, release that. And I encourage all of you to enjoy nature. It's funny, when I was living with my mom earlier this year after college in Indiana, I was going crazy because there wasn't a lot of nature spots. It was so suburban and it was cold. And so like I would do other stuff. Like I would go to like really cool coffee shops and I would work there. I would get inspiration from like the art. There's some really good libraries. Check out your libraries in your local area, because you might be surprised. There might be like some really nice libraries with like really cool windows and, comfortable chairs. Check those out and try working from there. I'm telling all of you, like, if you're always in the same spot, it's very hard to be creative and to draw inspiration. So try it out. If you have nature like this, absolutely take advantage of it. But I know that's not the case for everyone. It wasn't the case for me for a really long time. But going back to this, oh yeah, I also played and I stayed active. Check this out. Yeah, I was like running. I was doing some running stuff. And then what else? There's another one I wanted to show all of you. Where'd it go? This one. I love. Here's the thing, everyone. Don't deny your passions that carried on from childhood. Some people are like, maybe some of you can relate. Like when I was like 19, 20, like some family members were like, when are you going to outgrow skateboarding? When are you going to stop like drawing? Like I remember when I told a family member I wanted to be a YouTuber, they were like, how old are you, 14? So you got to, I'm telling you guys, like you got to shut that out. Like people are going to tell you stuff. But if you listen to it, it's like you're letting someone else be the creator of your life. No. You want to be the creator of your life. Okay. And connect with that. Reconnect with your childhood passion. One client of mine, here, I'll just show you. One client of mine, his name is Brad. You can check him out. I can put here. I can just show you in a second. But I did an interview of him on my channel, and he shared how he went through life. He did the 9-to-5 job thing, but when he reconnected with his childhood passion for drawing, it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, it feels so good. It's like, there's not many things in life. Well, I should take that back. There's certain things in life that like bring you like a very specific certain feeling. And like when you reconnect with a childhood passion or even like a childhood friend, it's like, it's such a place of high fulfillment. And so like, I love that. I love the fact that I can run my business, live my life, have a partner, and like be able to do stuff like this, like skateboard, listen to good music. Because if you're just here to make money and just make YouTube videos and just grind, I'm telling you, like, it's not a good life. You want to mix it with a bunch of other stuff. Picture your life as like a big canvas and you have all these colors. If you're just putting one color, just YouTube, just business. So that's an ugly picture, right? Imagine if you had all these colors. You have like your friends, you have business, entrepreneurship, you have a relationship, you have working out. Beautiful photo. So yeah, so there's that. Here, let me show you something else. And so as well, again, I encourage you to check out my last live where we planned out our 2024. But hopefully this inspires you, gives you some ideas of what maybe you could do this year. I will be launching an app, a blog, and a podcast soon. So that's really exciting. This is one of those things, if you're just starting out with like YouTube and business, I would recommend picking like 2 to 3 like channels. When I say channels, like mediums that you put things out on. So like when I started, I was doing YouTube. I was also doing blogs for a bit, but then I stopped doing that. And then what else I was doing? I was also making posts on another Instagram account, but that got erased, unfortunately. But now that I'm doing a lot now. I'm doing like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I like repost my reels on there. But once you master like mediums, then you can add on more. Then I can make a whole other video about hiring. And once you hire people, you can like delegate certain tasks and get more done, which is great. What else? Oh yeah, I'll also be joining a high-level mastermind with a 7-figure mentor starting next month, which is really exciting. I mentioned this one because, again, I want to inspire all of you to invest in yourselves. I know it can be scary sometimes. I know many people have maybe gotten burned by these coaches, these mentors who overpromised and then didn't deliver. But it's one of those things where like I've gotten burned too, but I knew that if I wanted to achieve my dreams, to accomplish my business goals, that I needed a leader to guide me there. And so think of it, it's like an investment. Sometimes you invest and you get a return. Sometimes you invest and you don't get a return. But it's all about making smart investments. So always do your research on someone, check out their testimonials, see if you connect with them. Do they have the life that you want? Do they have the results that you want? And if they do, it's a good investment. And again, it's one of those things where you have to be responsible for it. You can't expect these people to hold your hand because ultimately you are responsible for your life and your business, not that person. That person is responsible for giving you the strategies, giving you the guidance, helping you to overcome hurdles if they come your way. But ultimately it's up to you. So by the way, I wasn't planning to mention this until the end, but if you do feel called for me to guide you throughout this process, where I help you not just to envision this, because yes, it's important to do this work and envision what we want, but we can't just be all wishy-washy and then, oh, boom, like our dream life will fall into our lap. No, it does take strategy. It takes, in my case here, let me show you. In my case, like if you want to pursue this method, there's many different strategies to create your dream life and business. There's e-commerce, there's trading stocks, there's so many things. One thing that I teach is, this is my process here. So I help to create and refine offers and web pages. And then from there, we will drive YouTube traffic, analyze the data, and then continue to review and refine. If you're someone who is more established, but you want to get to that next level of with your channel and with your business, feel free to apply for the YouTube Business Accelerator. That link is down below, but this is where I'll give you the nuts and bolts. This is where you also have access to a group, but also my one-on-one guidance throughout the way. And so this is for the action takers. This is for the people who know that they want to use YouTube as a vehicle to get leads and sales for their business. I'm telling all of you, if you're watching this and maybe you haven't, maybe you started a YouTube channel and you've gotten some views, but they're not converting into leads for your business. That's what I teach. And yes, the views matter, but I think now, I think society has just gone so overboard with views. People think income and views are symmetrical, they're congruent, but they're not. Because I'll tell you an example. One gentleman who I spoke to yesterday, he said that he had 70,000 TikTok followers, and he was trying to do what I do with YouTube, drive leads and sales for his business, but he hasn't made $1 from it. That's what he told me. He hasn't made even $1. And so on my channel with 3,000 subscribers, I built a 6-figure business. That's the whole gist of this video, is how that changed my life. And you could see how it changed my life. And so the right metric isn't the views. It's not the followers. It's how well can you deliver value and offer further help with the implementation and get people to say yes, because that is when you truly help someone beyond just a YouTube video with your area of expertise. So I really want all of you to see that. This is not one of those programs where I coach coaches how to coach coaches how to coach coaches. That's so schemy to me. People in my group, they're actually in a variety of niches. Like I'm talking drawing, knitting. Some of them are teaching certain exams. Some of them are teaching personal development, how to be happy, how to lose weight, how to, what else? Master your mental health. I only have one person teaching how to grow a business, and ours is different. Everyone has a different approach. But the point is that's what I'm here to help you with. And so if you're someone who's more established, you want to get to that next level, then you can apply for this. But if you're someone who's completely new, I do encourage you to check out my Clarity to Cash program. This is a lower investment. So this is just training videos. And then there's also the option for Feedback Friday. So Feedback Friday is where I send you an in-depth audio recording, and I can guide you throughout the process of your YouTube and business journey. But there's that. So that's another thing I'll be doing this year, joining that. I'll be getting my foot back in the door with oceanography at Scripps Institute. So that's really exciting. I can make a whole video just on that. Also, I'll be going for 7 figures this year. I do want to give money to help bridge the communication gap between ocean scientists, big media, the government, big businesses, and also the public. So I want to earn I'll be real. I want to earn a shit ton of money because I want to contribute to these causes. Sure, I want things like a nicer place to live. Sure, I want I don't even want much else. I don't need a big fancy car. It'd be nice to travel and stuff, but I really want this just so that I can not just create the change that I want to see in my own world, but in the outer world. So there's that. And then I kind of mentioned this one already, but I mentioned that it's good to take a break from things, give your brain a rest. So I will be at the beach a lot this year because, yeah, this work is great, but it's not always easy. And I encourage this for all of you as well. Being at the computer all day is just not good for you. So it's good to go to the beach, and you could still work there. I mean, bring a book, bring a journal and start writing out your business plan. But it's good to rejuvenate yourself to do those things. So yeah, everyone, that in a nutshell is how, here, let me stop sharing this. Look at all of you. That, everyone, essentially is how YouTube changed my life with less than 3,000 subscribers. So I want to share this with all of you to inspire you. I hope by this point you can really see why. I hope you can all see the value in continuing with this journey. If things are hard, I hope you see the value in keep going, because it's worth it. It's so worth it. So many opportunities will come your way. You will grow so much as a person, and you'll just be so glad that you did it. I'm telling you, of all the things in this life, I think I'm proud of myself for a lot of things, but this is the thing I'm the most proud of, because this took the most grit. This took overcoming the most fear. What will people think? What if I don't succeed? It's one of those things. So yeah, I hope that inspires all of you. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you for the next live. Bye.